What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today in the shop we have this 2010 Mark 6 GTI, and it is in the shop today because we've got a little bit of rot bubbles and some rot stuff going on this hatch on this otherwise very nice Mark 6 GTI. So over here we have a replacement hatch that I picked up off Facebook Marketplace last night. So we're going to go ahead and install that on this car in this video. Now it's already 7 o'clock and we've got two jobs that need done tonight, so we got to do this one and then get on to the next one. But this car is also my mom's car, so it would seem like I'm her personal mechanic lately because the last video that I did was on her Cabrio VR6, and that needed an oil pan. So if you didn't watch that, go check that out. But today we are working on her Mark 6 GTI, so we're going to get right into this and get this hatch installed. This isn't exactly a tutorial and more so just some work that I'm doing this evening, but I'll show you guys anyway what we're doing. So basically, pulled these two C-pillars down. All you gotta do is pull off these. There's two plastic, this will focus, plastic 10 millimeter nuts, and then you can pull that down and just not actually entirely remove it. And then this right here, down inside there, you got a little washer sprayer connector, and then these connectors unplug. And we got some connectors over here. So now we got that done. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pull these two covers off and pull the hatch taillights out. And then after that, we will disconnect the struts and pull the hatch off itself. As you guys can see and just saw, got the hatch pulled off. Now, the way that you actually pull the hatch off is right here. You just pull the headliner board down a little bit, and then there's going to be a 13 millimeter nut on that stud and a 13 millimeter nut on that stud. And then you just got to pry these little clips front. There's those little pry areas there. Pry those two clips front, and you'll be able to pull your hatch off. So now we get the hatch off, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the other one, and I'm going to throw it back on. All right, so I got the hatch back on. Also got the C-pillars put back together, the hatch struts on, the wiring's all hooked back up, and this trim piece is back on. So that's all put back together. Now at this point, the last thing you got to do is install these two back onto the hatch, and then close it up, and it should be good to go. We're going to change this out right like that. There we go. Fresh new hatch on the car. No longer have this rust here, so that's super nice. Over here, here's a look again. Not real great. So, also swapped over the black badge. I actually did not know that you could do this, but basically you can just pop this off. This emblem comes off, and you can just replace that without actually replacing the whole entire thing and disassembling the whole trunk, which I thought I was going to have to do, but then I didn't. All in all, successful install, and I think that this turned out pretty well. It's looking good, right color, and the hatch is in really great shape. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and pull this out and then pull in the next car that we have to work on this evening. Give you guys a start up on this thing too. This car sounds really good. And pull this one out of the shop here. Put it back in its home. There we go. All right, so pulled the second car into the shop, and I'll put up a picture here of what this car used to look like before I did some work on it. So this car was in a front end collision, and just did a little repair on it just to make it get back on the road. 2.5 automatic, 08, I believe, 07, 08 Jetta, but the 2.5 engine. And so it's in here today because the vacuum pump is absolutely shot. leaking. So I've got a new seal kit in the car, and we're gonna go ahead and pull this vacuum pump off, reseal it, and then reinstall it. You guys can't really see it yet, but down in underneath here somewhere is the vacuum pump, and you'll see the amount of oil that is caked on, and that's the reason why we are fixing this, because it is really bad. This is a very common problem with these 2.5 liter engines, and we're just gonna solve it here. So, but also, side note, these cars, absolutely amazing cars. 2.5 liter automatic Jetta Mark 5, Mark 6. They are just absolutely bulletproof cars. They do very well, and I would highly recommend, if you're looking for a great beater car, these things hold up very well. But so I'm going to go ahead and start tearing this apart, and then we're going to get into actually resealing the vacuum pump. Got to get the clutch dump on the ratchet. There we go. Alright, so I pulled all this apart, and now you can really see the extent of the amount that this thing was leaking. I mean, you can see there's just oil all over everything. The vacuum pump is that thing right there, and we're going to have to do that. So we got to pull that off, reseal it, and then put it back on, and we're going to try to clean up this oil as best we can, but it's really caked on here, so that's going to be a bit of a chore, but so we're going to move forward. All right, so vacuum pump is pulled off. I did already spray this off with brake clean and clean it off, but got the vacuum pump out of here and would have gone down in there. But as you can see, absolute mess. Had to take off the shifter plate, which plugs in here. And I have the shifter plate sitting somewhere right here. So this needs cleaned off too. It's all covered in oil, but basically got this off. So now I'm going to go ahead and reseal this thing and get it all put back together. And then we're going to go ahead and take the pump and reinstall it in here. Now, I didn't film like a super in-depth like removal process. Again, this is not really a tutorial as much as it's just me doing some work on some cars. So I'm not going to tell you guys, you know, go into super detail, but we're going to cover what we're doing here. But so I'm also kind of crunched on time here because I need this car to take it to work tomorrow, and I got to get this done. So I don't have as much time as I'd like to, but nonetheless, we're still filming it, still going to get you guys some content. Also, this is the vacuum pump reseal. This is the seal that's our culprit, gasket seal, whatever. And this is our replacement here. So this is why we're doing all this, and this is what needs to be replaced. All right, so we've got the new gasket seal on the vacuum pump. I also used a combination of brake clean and shop rags to clean this off. It's not perfect, but it's going to be enough that I'm going to be able to tell if it is leaking or not once I fix it. So, which it shouldn't anymore, but it'll give us an idea, and it got most of it up. So that's that. So now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to go ahead and reinstall this inside of there. Got this all cleaned up. You can see the number on it. This cleaned up. So got the vacuum pump back on down in there. But here we go. Got this. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this back on there and then go from there and install the rest of it. Alrighty, so vacuum pump is all reinstalled, all cleaned up. Got all the shifter plate back on, all this cleaned up, so no more oil all over everything, and this is all good. So at this point, I'm gonna get all this stuff back together. We're gonna start it up, see if it leaks, and if not, we're good to go. All right, so all back together. At this point, we're going to go inside, start it up, and see if it leaks. So we'll head over here. The brakes are vacuumed, so the pump's definitely working. Wait for the secondary air to go, and then I'll show you. Alright, so looking in under here, you guys probably aren't going to be able to see much, but don't appear to be having any leaks. Looking good. So I'm going to pronounce this problem as solved, and that seems like we're going to be good to go. Go ahead and pull this one out now. so ignore the Christmas tree dash. Some of the things are legitimate. A lot of the things are just because the battery was disconnected and hasn't been driven yet. But pull it out here. Pull it here. This is, like I mentioned before, my ride to work for tomorrow. So pull this right here. Also, you can see right there, it's the Fahrenheit from a series I did before. But all right, that's gonna be good. All right, so car's all pulled out, everything's all wrapped up, and it is currently 10 o'clock. So that was my goal for when to get all this stuff done, and got it all done. So that's really good. But that's gonna be all for today. Now, let me know what you guys think of doing videos like this. This is just an average Thursday. Today's Thursday. This is just an average Thursday night for me. You know, I do this stuff all the time and just miscellaneous projects. And I was like, hey, doing this stuff tonight, may as well turn the camera on and film it for you guys. So let me know what you think. But hope you all enjoyed this video, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.